And for me, Samso Emma Mokwa, a Jum Ediba, Ghana to you, so no United Nations for Massani, strong one in by Ghana government, then a Ghana government. I am mostly able to be for now. All back and I want to return to Munkum, and yet and a yard there because you and say a United Nations, a Cobia, but Macobia, and Africa, or 10 night museum, so Ghana for as a August on a Banamane, a bomb, Mutico, Munko, by ye may be a very bemon water, most say they gonna for ye any dear. So ya shed so I am just we dear. Musumobia Mugana, Kurumbi Jaisa, and one of my long so my name, only when you apache before the noon, and again, some I feel and for Eddie Bama up and the level would say in some way and show me as a part. Not the information we know we are heading out to
the United Nations and the UN Refugee Agency has raised concerns over reports of the deportations of hundreds of Burkinabe nationals, mainly women and children who sought safety and protection in Ghana. In a statement, the UNHCR called on the government of Ghana to cease the expulsions, which the UNHCR says amount to a violation of the non-refoulement principle and guarantee access to the territory and asylum to nationals of Burkina Faso seeking international protection. According to the United Nations High Commissioner for Refugees, it has been collaborating with Ghana to ensure the protection of over 8,000 Burkinabe nationals who sought protection in Ghana due to the ongoing conflict in Burkina Faso. Well, we know that when the news broke yesterday, the Ghana Armed Forces was mentioned. Today, they have issued a statement that is seeking to, remove themselves or recuse themselves from the conversations that is ongoing. My colleague Martin Asiedu Data is joining us. He has gone through the statement. He's breaking it down for us to understand what exactly the armed forces is saying by the statement that they just issued from the National Security Ministry. Also, Martin, thank you so much for joining us. You've gone through the statement. What is the National Security saying? Right.
So the Ministry of National Security, first of all, is refuting the reports that they have engaged in the forceful repatriation of Burkinabe nationals. According to the statement, they actually say that they have enough holding capacity for over 2,000 foreigners. That is the Burkinabes that are coming in. So it is not true. First of all, what they are actually doing is to undertake a screening exercise and ensure that they have a correct data of those coming in. Okay. They have a holding place where they can keep them. They have people who come in to give them food and health care. So it is not true. In fact, this story was also on the international media. I personally heard it on the BBC where they were saying that Ghana was forcefully breaking the international protocol of, instead of keeping and taking care of refugees, was forcefully taking them out. It goes on further to say that as we speak currently, they have about 530 displaced Burkinabes in Ghana, and they've given them the right accommodation and reception, and went on to say that even by extension, they have a 30-acre land that can accommodate in excess of, over 5,000 people or more if they do come into the country. The process has gone beyond just receiving and taking care of them. There is another process in place where those who want to go back to Burkina Faso have been screened and given the necessary assistance, and if they intend returning, they would also give them the requisite assistance to help them go back to their country. In as much as they are doing this, they will not compromise on the security and territorial integrity of Ghana. They are only there to help, but will make sure that Ghana as a country is well protected as a sovereign nation.
So why are we seeing the difference here between the statement from the National Security and what the UNHCR is saying?
The challenge is that we are unsure of what exactly the UNHCR officials saw, for which reason they are saying that Ghana is breaching the international protocol of taking in these refugees.
Right.
They only said that Ghana was not allowing these refugees to seek refuge in Ghana, and that was forcefully taking them out. However, that was what has initiated this response from the
National Security.
Yes, Ministry of National Security, saying that statement is untrue. However, they are actually even doing better in terms of helping the people settle in Ghana. And those who want to go back, they are facilitating that for them as well.
So we're seeing some refugees willingly deciding to go back, and the National Security is only facilitating their movement back to their home country. And that could be the misunderstanding that the UNHCR is reporting that Ghana is forcefully evacuating these refugees?
It's the likelihood that those who have gone through the process and are saying that because the tensions and the security concerns in Burkina Faso has gone down, they want to return. So they are helping them by giving them even vehicles in collaboration with the Burkinabe officials to help them resettle in Burkina Faso. So it is not, contrary to what the UNHCR is reporting, it is not true that the Ministry of National Security or the Ghana Armed Forces is forcefully taking people out.
But do we know how many Burkinabe nationals have decided to go back to their home country?
They didn't state, but they say that currently the number they have is 530 Burkinabes. The capacity they have to hold or take the refugees is in excess of 2,000, but the number that they have counted is about 530. And out of that 530, some of them want to go back, and they are the ones that they are assisting to go back.
Martin Asiodidate, thank you so much for joining us. Martin Asiodidate joined us with details of the statement from the Ministry of National Security. This is in relation to claims of forceful repatriations of some Burkinabe nationals back to their home country. To some other stories, and the state funeral of the late writer, playwright and poet Ama Teidu is currently taking place in the capital, Accra. My colleague Godwin Nasidiba is there. He's joining us for updates on what exactly has been going on. The president, Nana Dankwa Akufo-Addo, has also been speaking. Godwin, thank you so much for joining us on the program. You've been there. Talk to us about what the atmosphere there is like.
Good afternoon, Crosby. A few minutes ago, the space here, which is the forecourt of the State House, was filled with countless number of people, including dignitaries who came to bid farewell to the late professor and writer. We have the Excellency and another Dankwa Akufo-Addo who was here, and he had some few beautiful words to say about the late professor. Also, the NDC flag bearer, John Dramani Mahama, was here together with Nana Jane Opoku-Agyeman, MP Jifa Gomashi, together with some renowned writers, were all here. Now, it was a solemn mood under the scorching sun here, where her body was laid in the middle of the forecourt. Indeed, a number of people came in here. Some were crying, sadness drawn all over their faces. Currently, as I am speaking to you, the program has come to an end, and we have been told that her remains will be conveyed to her village for the final funeral rites, and it will continue on Saturday, July 15, at Agbiazi, Nyako, where the funeral service will be proceeding at the Good Shepherd Methodist Church at exactly 8:30. But at the moment, her remains has been moved back to the mortuary ahead of Saturday's ceremony. But generally here, I can tell you that a number of people that were engaged, especially the NDC flag bearer John Dramani Mahama, he made mention of how the woman has made a huge impact within her generation as far as writers, playwriters, poets are concerned, and he actually mentioned how he had a special moment with her the time she was president. He was president, I beg your pardon. He also made mention that there should be more action to get a lot of people to invest into their reading and also put a lot into their craft to be able to bring up people like Ama Teidu, who has unfortunately lost her life. So generally, that was how the mood was here at the forecourt of the State House.
So, Gordon, we also know that loads of tributes are pouring in for the late poet. The president, Nana Dankwa Akufo-Addo, has also been speaking. What did he say?
So, Nana Dankwa Akufo-Addo made a lot of good comments about her. He mentioned the fact that they were colleagues at a point at the University of Ghana, Legon. Even though the woman was 4 years ahead of him, she gave President Akufo-Addo the respect that, she had to give to every individual person. He also made mention of the fact that the woman was very humble and she's very knowledgeable, and he hopes that as we continue here as far as education is concerned, a number of people will be able to learn most of the things that she did while she was alive. Let's take a listen to what the president has been saying.
Exceptional woman, knowledgeable teacher, famous poet, public servant, flawless storyteller, outstanding writer. She possessed an excellent mastery of the English language. Like many, it heard about the news of the death of Ama Teidu with great sadness and sorrow. The community of writers has lost one of its greatest members, one who will be extremely difficult to replace. She was my contemporary in the 1960s at Ghana's premier university, the University of Ghana, Legon. Even though she was 4 years older than me, she was someone with whom I enjoyed friendly and productive relations.
So that was President Nadu Dankwa Akufo-Addo paying glowing tribute to the late Professor Ama Atedu as she goes home today. Now, away from that to some other stories. Well,
okay, UN for refugee agency no send in some map abine sa mistake ya wo committee so one fa na is from anyen ye dia service will be an say very because UN no juma I was say ni na never kaya abeg people work I will go be mo sa UN city no ka say e kana fa so for na ko fa Russia forward fuja do Uganda for the border some na ko yin so go Fombo, omo colleague of Ghana, omo ambassador to Ghana. Because Ghana for Burkina Faso kasa nzimbi the air course on underground but no nyam ba ya ma obia NTS siade UN no mu say Burkina Faso e ba hanwa refugee camp na e wo hanan ka say Burkina Faso etina na Ghana force aka mun na kom to mo start na ye ni die enya ade a omo ye na mesma buo me ni e dia to say Ghana for ye nto aso na enya sa nyaman so mo so omo say Ghana for enya the encourage sa anomaly no cost to man correct dia omo dominate over sanctions dia wo omo be ma Ghana for no so mo say omo juma as United Nations no almost yet ha and I remember me kwala mudumo ye de esi e wo kase ebo no me din e de mission sia de wan na makram